So, and again, if you're an evaluator, read the guidelines. We want to end the meeting on time, and we can do that if you stick to your time limit. If you're an evaluator, you've got 3 minutes. Table topics, your introduction, half a minute, shoot. And try to make your table topics simple. Short ones, not long sentences, or chocolate, collect chocolate from here and a number from there. You know, those things waste. Why are we here? We want to be better speakers, right? So let's just focus on that. With that, let's talk about the theme this evening. One of the great things in life is, it doesn't matter where you stand in life today. Whether you're a great speaker or a poor speaker, whether you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter where you stand today. What matters is the direction in which you're going. Where are you headed? We're like a ship. You've got to set sail. And when you set sail, sometimes the wind is with you, takes you forward. Sometimes the wind is against you and you face obstacles. But what you've got to do is, you've got to set sail. You cannot be anchored in the shore. And therefore, if you know the direction in which you should be headed, keep walking. But what direction you've got to go, well, that's a topic for another evening. But if you know the direction in which you've got to go, you've got to keep walking. You might have heard of this old Swiss fable about this young girl who used to live near a forest, and she loved going into the forest to speak to the trees and the birds and the squirrels. And one evening, when she ventured into the forest, she went a bit deep and she got lost. And the sun was setting, it was getting dark, and she was panicking. And she began to cry. And she was surrounded by these tall pine trees. And they realized this girl is in trouble, so they came closer to her to comfort her. And the tallest among these trees told this girl, you want to get back home? Look towards your village, which is on top of the hill. Set your gaze at the tallest steeple in your village and just keep walking. She was delighted. She could see the steeple and she started walking. But while she was walking, she could feel something behind her. And she couldn't help but to stop looking at the steeple and look at what's behind her. And it was a fox. And this fox, this cunning fox said, little girl, are you going home to meet your mom? I'm sure she likes violets. There's a place there with the lovely violets. And I'll take you there. Why don't you take a bunch of violets and then go? And the girl said, yeah, sure. My mother would be delighted. And so she followed this fox for the violet. When she did all that, she got the violets. But then the fox disappeared and she realized she lost her way. And she began moving in circles. Luckily, she came to the same spot where the pine trees were, and she was reminded of what the tallest pine tree said. Look straight up on the tallest steeple. There was a light there, and she found her way back. That was a happy ending. But it could have been far worse, right? You've got goals in life. How often do you get distracted? Do you get sidetracked? Do you get disillusioned? Don't. Because as this old Buddhist proverb says, if you're facing the right direction, all you need to do is keep walking. You're at point A today, you want to move to point B, you've got to hold your sight steadfast on point B. There are going to be a lot of distractions, there are going to be a lot of trouble. People are going to pull you down. People are going to say all kinds of things. Or you would yourself feel disheartened. The goal is near but still so far. All kinds of things. But you've got to stay on course. You've come here this evening to be better speakers. I can't find a better forum than this. But again, when you move in this direction to be a better speaker, you need a different mindset. See, in any game that you play, if you're a musician, you need a different mindset to be a great musician. If you're a sports person, you need a different mindset to be an exceptional sportsman. If you're a speaker, it's a tricky thing. Because in a way it's about you, but it's basically about the audience. So if you as a person, and I always say this and I believe in this, that speaking is an extension of yourself. If you as a person is not a giving person, if you as a person is not a person who thinks about others, that will reflect when you come up on stage too. Because you're too focused about yourself. And people often ask, why is it that I don't connect? You don't connect because you're selfish in a bad sense. Because you're just thinking about yourself. And therefore, when you join organizations like this, you come here, of course you want to come up here as often as you want, as often as you can. But you've got to also think about, and if you've been here for a long time, a year, 2 years, think about the new people who've come and say, hey listen, you've just come a month ago. Why don't you try being an MC one evening? If you have that altruistic thing, that personality will reflect when you speak. Because when you speak, if you're not reaching out to others, if you're not reaching out to help others, to change people's perception, if you don't have that ingrained in yourself, you're going nowhere as a speaker. So, while you think about the direction in which you're going to go and keep walking, think about that. On that note, I'd like to call on stage the MC, the Toastmaster of the day. He's a person who's got his eyes set on what he wants to do. He was a software person, but he's chucked it all up and he has started an organization of his own. A committed Toastmaster and a person who wants to scale the heights of public speaking, a person who's diligent, who keeps coming up here at every opportunity that he gets. I want you to put your hands together for the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ayyappa. Friday meeting where we're ending on time, and a huge credit for that should go to a Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ayyappa. Let's hear it for him. One of the reasons why this particular meeting, I think, was a great meeting, is because we've got so many experienced Toastmasters who've come back to the club. Toastmaster Nitin, we saw Toastmaster Jayashree this evening, Toastmaster Sumitra Manmohan, Richard, Vijay, and I think that's the advantage of being in a club which is 20 years old. We're getting that perfect blend of youth, not really perfect, but we're trying to get that perfect blend of youth and experience. So I think we're in the right direction and we've got to keep walking. Talking about direction, I'm sure whichever direction you're going in life, you will have lots of experiences. So let me leave you with this particular anecdote of an experience of this old man who is from Texas, and he was sitting under a tree with all his friends wearing those Texan hats and telling about the direction of his life. And he said, while he was telling about his life, he said, do you know what I did for my silver jubilee? And all his friends asked, no, what did you do? I took my wife to Beijing, China. They said, wow, Beijing, China. And you know what? And then one of them asked, what did you do for your golden jubilee? I said, golden jubilee? I went all the way back to Beijing, China and got her back. So, before I give away the awards for this evening, a few announcements. On the 10th of March, a very special day, Friday 10th of March, we will have the Women's Day at our club, because I think the Women's Day is celebrated on the 8th of March. 10th will be the Women's Day. So all the role takers, all the evaluators will be women. So, ladies, the wonderful you want any role, and the speakers that evening. By the way, the only guy on the stage gets to know who it is. It's me. I'm not going to lose that. So, if you need any of the roles, please approach Ankit. 10th of March, solely dedicated for ladies. Okay. The following week, after 10th of March, 17th, is the club contest day. Prepared speech and table topics. You can come here on that day and you can register. If you would like to know what the rules of the contest are, you can take part in the prepared speech if you have completed at least CC6. Table topics, anyone can contest. So spread the word around. I've already mentioned this in WhatsApp. I'll send a mail, but do tell everybody that 17th of March is the contest day. And then towards the end of May, we're going to have the coronation, which is our district big meeting that we have. It's called Coronation. It's going to be in Mysore. Please register. I'm sure there would be speakers from our club who would contest there on that day in Mysore. So please do register and try and make it. If you want details about coronation, again, check with Ankit. He will help you. Final announcement. This is the time to renew your membership. So if you haven't done so, please renew. Again, if you need any help, get in touch with our VP Finance, Toastmaster Skanda, and he's going to help you. Okay, so with that, I'd like to give away the awards for this evening.